Good evening, good evening, good evening. Evening, Junkyard. Well, I was wondering why nobody was responding to my ad I put out on that mobility scooter. So I went back into my account and Facebook had flagged it. Pocahontas Kinfolk, yeah. Facebook had flagged it, or Marketplace had flagged it because they said it was medical. I didn't understand that. Okay. Because it's not medical. Anybody can own a mobility scooter. So I took the word mobility off of it and redone it, and they still flagged it. I didn't understand that either because there are hundreds of listings in Facebook for mobility scooters. Mine wouldn't go through. So I finally ended up having to put down electric cart. That was the only way I could get it to go through. While I was reading an ad for mobility scooters. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, electric chair. Yeah. I did do a video today. It is of Trussell Park. The I did the trail and then the park itself. I'll put that up tomorrow. I didn't get out there yet today and empty out the car, so I'll do a video of that tomorrow of what I bought at the auction Saturday. So, auction time, ladies and gentlemen! It is auction time, where you can buy whereas, as is, and any and all folks, but you can certainly own it today. Are you ready? That's right, Tesla competition. I thought about taking it to Myers and Walmart and doing some burnouts in the aisles with it. Just stand up and push the lever and hold the handlebars. There you go, nursing home drag racing. Yeah, it come up in 54 seconds. Ouch. I got, I got sore something in my ear. Maybe it's an earwig. Oh, yeah? That's the way it looks. You know, I'm a simple person. You know, if I didn't go to work and didn't show up, no call, no show, the first day they would just, okay. The second day, um, they'd get a little upset. The third day, um, they would start the paperwork, and on the fourth day, I wouldn't have a job. So I'm pretty sure, most companies are that way. So why can't the the politicians be held to the same standards as everybody else? They should be able to. What's wrong with Stevie Nicks? Hmm. Oh, he's almost a regular. Well, he ain't working if he's on Fox all the time. Well, it's probably just rumors. That's a song. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking she sung. When you said she might be out, I was going to think she had a heart of glass. And I was like, well, I got to think, well, that's not Stevie Nicks. That's Blondie that sings that, I believe. Yep, Bondi. Yeah, well, yeah, you know. Our governor was out there pitching a bitch, bitching a pitch, you know, or pitching a bitch, pitching a pitch. Yeah. What, you know, by Trump cutting Medicare, what it's going to do, you know, it ain't going to do nothing. If you don't belong on it to begin with, you don't deserve it. You're getting it right now, and you shouldn't be getting it. And then, you know, all these places are going to go out of business because, you know, they don't have that Medicare to rely on. MISSISSIPPI, Mississippi. Our beloved leader is going to go see Vlad tomorrow. Brett Baer's going to be with him. He said it's going to be a long day because he's got to get to Alaska. That's funny. Yeah. You see what I sent you? A woman goes up to her husband and says, I'm going to die with you. I can't even do that in peace. Yeah. I guess it's just us three. Nobody else wants to come see me tonight. No Rosanna. No Kenny. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm pretty sure top of the list is California. Being they're like $27 billion in debt or whatever, you know. I just seen a video yesterday. The guy said, how long does it take to get a permit to start building after the fires in California? And he holds up the permit, 8 months. This is just to break ground. That ain't the building permit. It's to break ground for the new foundation. Then you got to get building permits and all that other stuff. Yeah, they will be number 2. I know. I'm going to start going topless. Uh-huh. What the hell? You know, if you got it, flaunt it. Yeah. Not this shirt. It's a $20 shirt. That's right. They make you sit down and wow. Oh, we got one more here. Some of the European leaders are going to be on it or at that meeting by video conference, I hear. I don't know. Ah, what is that? Huh. Damn, Russia's GDP is $2.174 trillion a year. Brazil's is $2.179 trillion a year. And good old America is $29.18 trillion a year. Huh. I have no idea. He should just have Vlad come over and get on Air Force One. Look, Vlad, if your country wasn't such a shithole, you could have something nice like this. Air Force One was contracted in 2018 for two of them for $3.9 billion. It faced significant delays and cost overruns, and now it's going to cost $5.3 billion in 2019. Well, let me tell you something. These people don't understand. You sign a contract, that pretty much locks you. I know he's got a lot of arrest warrants for him, but they're not going to press that. What gets me is every time you hear somebody talk about Trump, yeah, he's a convicted felon. He's got 77 counts, and okay, he's a convicted felon. Who did he get convicted by? Somebody that made it their life's work to convict him, and to do anything they could do to convict him. And they didn't even bring up the charges until after he was convicted on what they were convicting him of. Nobody knew what the hell he was getting charged with until after the trial was over with. And not to mention, there wasn't a jury of his peers. They were all Democrats. It's been a slow night tonight. There's only four of us in here. I'm glad your freezer's working good. I have one more freezer to unplug or turn off and clean out and let it defrost, and then that's a pretty good deal. $27 a month. What'd you say that cost you again? $199 or something like that? Not bad at all. A couple of years ago, 3 years now, probably 4 years ago, I guess it was, I bought a brand new beverage cooler from Goodwill. Shop Goodwill, brand new, still in the box. The minimum bid was $50. I put a $51 bid on it. Nobody bid on it. I got it for $50. They put it in the back of my truck. The kids unloaded it, sat in the garage for a few years, and then we put it in Kathy's concession trailer, but never plugged it in or did anything with it. Then she sold that, so we took it back out of there and put it back in the garage. And my daughter wanted it, so I sold it to her for what I had into it. So, and she uses it right now in her kitchen for her eggs. Because they have 50 chickens or something like that lay eggs. So, but for $50, that was a good deal on a brand new beverage cooler. But Kathy bought, I gotta check the size of it, but she bought probably a small freezer just like your size for $20, still in the box at an auction. And I thought, well, it was probably an old freezer, and they put the old freezer back in the box when they bought the new one. And I opened up the box, down inside of it, and it's a brand new freezer. And it's still out there in the box. So, hey, Tiny Shoes, you old snuggle bunny, you. Hi, Tammy. I thought it was just going to be us here, but no, Tammy's here now. Good evening, Cornbread. Hi, Rosanna. Rosanna, Dana, Rosanna, Dana, Anna, Rosanna, Dana, Anna, Rosanna, Dana, Anna. She's not here yet, but I just started to get that in there. That's right, cold beer. Now, I thought when I bought that beverage cooler, I thought, it'd go in her concession trailer and we'd sell pop out of that, instead of putting ice in the cooler and all that other stuff. You're there anyways, and you're using electricity. You might as well, you're using their electricity if they have it. You always use somebody else's electricity if they have it. And then, run the cooler off of that, and that way you don't have to buy ice. So, anybody got any plans for the weekend? Nothing, nothing, nothing. I talked to that guy on that cart. I was talking about that this morning. We're too far away from what I want to give for it and what he wants to have for it. So it's got the Fiat two-cylinder engine in it. It's a 57 Fiat engine and 3-speed transaxle. Um, and that's what he's basing his price on because it's got the Fiat engine in it and the transaxle. I said, well, as far as I'm concerned, if I bought it, that all would come out of there anyways, and I would try to sell that on eBay or something, or I'd just like to put a couple electric motors on it and some, batteries and just use it like that. Yeah, long ways from a dollar, yep. But it's got 2 doors on it, and it's got 2, front window in it. I didn't see the window, but he says it's got a window in it. And the engine right now is set up. It's got a blower, um, sort of like a turbo on it that blows air into the carburetor as part of the injection system or whatever. But it also blows heat into the cab during the winter. He told me I was more than welcome to come on out and look at it. I might have to do that. Yeah. Well, see what I was thinking. If I put electric, if I did get it, which is probably highly unlikely, I would put the electric motors on it, and then buy the uh, turn signals and headlights that you can buy off of Amazon that are wireless, they're rechargeable, and put them on the front and the back, and put a slow moving sign on it, and you could drive that down the street because um, basically it'd be like an electric bicycle. It is trouble. What? Uh, Thought she was talking to Cornbread. She had a chat with him today. I talked to him too today. Huh. Guy's got a plastic shed in Toledo for free. Wants it taken down and it's in good shape, but he doesn't know how big it is. And I only got my car right now, so I don't know. I probably couldn't haul a damn thing if the walls are over 6 feet tall. I can't get it in the car. I know. I had a damn nice electric golf cart years ago. It was probably 2004, maybe. I think so, 2006 or 2007. Probably 2007, I think. Um, Kathy and I, we had a camper at a campground, and this guy had, the guy was selling golf carts. So we stopped there and looked, and he wanted like $1,900 for one. I thought that was kind of high. He said, well, I need to sell something because I got a house payment due and I don't have any money. I thought, well, okay. Now you're talking. Is Shirley a Democrat? Yeah. So I said, well, how much is your house payment? So $1,100 a month. I said, well, I can work with that. So I said, I tell you what, I'll give you $1,100 for that golf cart right there, if you deliver it today to the campground. And we were only like 5 miles from the campground. He says, I can't do it. I can't do it for $1,100. I said, all right, well, Kathy was driving the car, and I said, you got until I hit the door handle over there on the passenger side and get in, and we leave. I about put my hand on the door. He says, is that cash? I said, yeah, it's cash. So I give him, or Kathy and I, we give him $1,100, and he loaded it up and delivered it. He was there 10 minutes after we got there. He didn't waste no time putting her on a trailer and getting her done. Oh. Gas motor hybrid, there you go. Gas over electric. Well, he doesn't need no plant growth regulator. What's happening is you're getting 2 inches of rain at a time over there. You know, they're drinking like it ain't no tomorrow. That's the same way with like a zucchini and cucumber. You know, you water them Friday night, you go away for the weekend, and you know, because you only got 3-inch long, cucumbers and zucchinis. And so you water them Friday night, you go away for the weekend, you come home Sunday night, and you got 3-foot long cucumbers and zucchinis. Yeah, they did go to Newsom's shindig. Which would have been funny is if they'd arrested a bunch of people there. That would have been hilarious. And then Trump could have said, hey, Newsom knew we were going to be there all along. He, in fact, told us to show up. That would have been hilarious. Yeah. I see the federal government's going to make people rich if they want to be. You know. The only bad thing about how can I put it? Ratting out the cartel or the mafia is them boys don't forget. You know, they give them what, $10 million or something like that for information, or $30 million or something. I can't remember what the price was for information leading to the arrest and conviction of a bunch of cartel leaders. You got MAGA cap nailed to them? That's funny. I guess Rosanna, not coming in today. So I wasted all that, work on them. They're right. How in their weird little way of thinking, do they think it's okay not to have safe cities? You know, like in Washington D.C. We don't need you here, even though crime's out. If Washington D.C. was a city um, or a state, they would have the highest crime rate in the nation per capita. Just saying. I'm probably going to spend most of this weekend getting stuff around, putting it on marketplace and stuff. I want to get some of the stuff cleaned up and got out of here. Yeah, I see that. It's going to be in northern Florida this time. You know, because there's feces on the floor, and the toilets are backing up in the other one, and they're fed food with worms in them. Yeah, okay. Did you see that in any of that yourself, or did somebody tell you that? They told them that. They're getting their everything's put in holding tanks. How their liquids, and it gets pumped and hauled out. There you go. Well, I can't remember the movie, but they had a prison on the edge of a cliff. And then there was a bridge that met with the front door. The front door is right at the edge of the cliff. So when you opened up the front doors, you was right there. Um, and there was a bridge there that was a drawbridge. That's what they need. Go ahead and try to come out of that one. They did. Yeah, they're sending us a bunch of their criminals that are wanted for stuff that they've done up here or whatever. I guess Mexico is finally realizing that the cartels are one thing, but the United States government's another. Maybe we might want to just get rid of the cartels. Huh. 250 a pound this weekend. I got a bunch of catfish out there. The only problem is just me and Kathy eats it. Nobody else will eat fish. Kathy's really not fond of catfish, but Son went fishing the other day, caught, I don't know, like a 16-inch catfish. Let it go because it's, the river it's in is nasty. So, Fish Friday, there you go. We probably have conservatively probably about 40 pounds, maybe 50 pounds of fish in the freezer. Whitefish fillets, got cod in there. I got some tilapia, farm raised in the United States. Tilapia. Um, would never eat and would never get any tilapia from Canada or from China. I got some salmon, um, catfish, trout. Yeah, I eat a can of sardines. I used to eat sardines all the time when I was a kid. I don't think I could eat one now. Now it's pepper sauce and crackers, yeah. Two cans, yeah. I'm thinking about, I got a can of corned beef. Thinking about chopping up some potatoes tomorrow and start frying them up. And then smash up that corned beef and throw it in there and have me some homemade corned beef, hash for breakfast tomorrow. Oh, I have sardines downstairs in the pantry, but they're sardine fillets in oil. You're looking for a cat that eats sardines? Why? Do you have an abundance of sardines you need to get rid of? That sounds good. Mackerel patties. Should have Kathy make me some salmon patties. Seasoned collard greens, Martha White's or whatever her name is, or were they fresh collard greens? I've got a couple of cans of them seasoned butter beans left, but I haven't been able to see any of them in the stores at Dollar Tree. And purple potatoes, I got a bag of purple potatoes over there. Purple potatoes are supposed to be better for you than any other potato out there. Target Homes. There we go. Seasoned butter beans. Get a case of them for 15 bucks. Huh. I guess I can get them. They just don't have them in the store no more. They'll ship them to the store for no price. You just pick them up at the store. Something ate it? Yeah. Right. She needs to plant more of them, that's right. I've had one cantaloupe all year. I can get a case of butter beans at the store on September 1st. I think I might order me a case of them butter beans just to have them before they quit carrying them. Right? I like them, you know, a lot of these places, restaurants and stuff, they'll serve you cantaloupe that's hard as a rock. I like it to where you can actually cut it with a fork, but I don't like it mushy. Once it starts to get mushy, it's overripe. Well, they don't have seasoned collard greens no more. I've been eating it with salt and pepper on it. Yep. Let's see. What else? $15 for a case of olive oil too. Olive oil. Yeah. It's actually sunflower and olive oil extract or whatever mix. Comes in a little, I don't know, 6-ounce bottle. It makes it nice because it's not a big bottle, and you can just, you know, put some in your frying pan or whatever, and because you don't use a lot of olive oil to cook a lot of stuff with, you want to coat the bottom of the pan most likely. In about 2 minutes, you're going to get that, are you? Huh. Well, I don't blame you. I had a piece of sweet cornbread today that she bought at the store the other day. I had a piece of that today. It's pretty good stuff, man. I don't drink a lot of milk because my stomach can't handle it, but all right, everybody. It's getting about that time again. Y'all have a great day. God bless. Take care. Prayers and peace. And I will be on tomorrow night. I will see you Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard, JCT, if you're so inclined to join me. Y'all have a blessed night and have a great weekend. Take care. I know I'm slacking. I'm slacking. Summer hours. That's what it is. Summer hours.